Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to FPL. Don't panic. I am still stuffed with hay fever. Still in County Galway. Move back to Mayo later on today, and hopefully whatever the hell is out there in those bushes and trees and plants and flowers and things. Oh, Toby, come on, here and say hello. Come here, come on. One of the little fellas I'm looking after. This is Toby. He's gorgeous. Hello. Let me throw you thing. There you go. Yeah, sorry, slightly distracted there. Where was it? Boom. Yeah. Just taking a short series of videos as we build towards FPL 25-26. Club World Cup kicked off last night with a very exciting draw. Not between Al Hilal and some other nonny new team. Yeah. Can't say it's grabbing my interest, to be honest with you. I have put in a team. Didn't have any players last night. I did have one player, but he only got 1 point, so put him on the bench. Just trying to get used to the game, to be honest with you. I might do a video on it later, but I don't think I'm going to do very well, to be honest with you. I just don't know the players, the teams, and you've got to be up in the middle of the night if there's a couple of games going on and you want to do transfers in and out. Back to the topic du jour. Fantasy Premier League. I think the fixtures come out next week if I've got my dates right. So some of this content will have a little bit more relevance then. But I do want to keep these nice, short, and sweet. Particularly this fairly active transfer market that's just been done the 10 days on the confirmed transfers. Would kind of like to do a video on Cunha, but with the latest news with Gyökeres, who's now is almost certainly not going to be going to United. I think that sort of changed that. I think anything around Cunha is going to really depend on what happens with Mbeumo. Think that's still going to happen. We could, of course, still fuck that one up, how we usually do. Gyökeres, yep, she said he's got a preference for Arsenal. Right, we'll go then. But I have a funny feeling he's getting played by Arsenal, and he's got a bit of a mouthy agent that comes out with stuff that's not relevant. But if he's already stated that I've got a preference for Arsenal. I'm fine, but I think you might find Arsenal have another preference, and that you've just been played, mate. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Bitter United fan there. I was quite keen on him, to be honest with you. Let's be honest. But let's talk about a confirmed transfer, and that is this fella. And the question. Let's see if I can bring this up easily. There he is. This fella. And the question we will all be asking ourselves is Wirtz worth it? That was unnecessary, wasn't it? Sorry, I'm of the allo generation with my dodgy, what was it? Her flick. That was it, her flick impersonation. Is Wirtz worth it? I don't know. He's a good player. And I think the question really probably is more than anything is where is he going to fit into that Liverpool system? Liverpool are making some decent signings. Yeah, and they're looking at Kirkes as well. It's not going to be another good addition. A team in transition already strong could be even better. And a player like Wirtz could really fit into that system, depending on where he's put. Now, the thing with Wirtz is, let's see if I can bring up his record. Stop, Dougie. I can't do this if you. Yeah, just a little quick look at stats overall, pretty good. Yeah, it's going to lose me for a little bit there. I'll make that a little bit bigger. It's not bad at all. I think the biggest question, it's at 30, it's very small, 31, 10 goals, 12 assists. Certainly looks like a return every 2 games in the Bundesliga at least. And from a midfielder, if you're sort of hitting those sort of averages, a return every 2 games, it's not bad. It's not bad, but I think the biggest question though is probably this one. Where the hell is he going to play? Let's get this one up. Oh, come on. Sorry, guys. Move to top. There we go. Yeah, where is he going to play? I think is probably the big question, Mark. His time at Leverkusen, he was mainly used as an attacking midfielder. He played 159 games there, as you can see, in that position. But under Alonso, he was used on the left-hand side, behind the striker. And he's been recently used as a second striker. I think in the last Euros, I think he was played on the left wing, but he didn't really set any fires there, did he? He wasn't particularly good there, in my opinion. And as I say, it really just does depend on where. Why is my computer playing with me this morning? Where Slot's going to play him. Now, what else is Slot going to do in the transfer market? They're looking at Osimhen, and I think they're looking at moving Darwin Núñez out. That would lead me to believe the plan would be to play Wirtz just behind the 9. Does that, and obviously I think he's pretty confident he'll get listed as midfielder. I think he could be a hell of an asset. I actually do think he could be a hell of an asset. But we've got those usual worries that we have with Liverpool, and the things that we all want in our FPL teams is a locked-in, 100% guaranteed starter. I think we're only going to get some clues to that at the beginning of the season, and also what else Liverpool do in the transfer market. Who does get moved out? Because that's going to be a pretty stacked sort of midfield and left wing. So there'll be some goings as well, I would suspect. But if we get the clues that he's playing, behind the 9, I think he's worth considering. But I don't think he would be making my shortlist just yet. And also, this is going to be what sort of price? 100 million. What price is FPL going to put on him? My guess is going to be 9. 9 would be my prediction. Don't think they'll put a 10, 10.5 on him, moving into that sort of Cole Palmer last season. Did Palmer start at 10.5? Don't think they'll be putting him in that sort of region. But 100 million, you think they're going to be putting him on 9, 9.5 area. Is a return every 2 games going to justify? Depends what that return is. If it's a goal and assist every 2 games, absolutely. Not sure on this one. Absolutely not sure on this one whether he would be making my day 1 squad. But there is a big attraction towards finding cast in stone Liverpool players at the moment. Potentially Man United players, believe it or not, just depending on the other transfers that they make. And the reason I say that, and a little sort of moving away from sort of Chelsea and City, is because of this Club World Cup. Players are going to be exhausted. Are some of them going to get a bit of an extra rest in those first few Premier League fixtures? I would be thinking, I think some of the key assets, I think there'll be quite a lot of rotation and trying to give these guys a little bit of an extra break right at the beginning of the season, which I think really increases the risk factor for Chelsea and City assets, which I'm sure there'll be a few that would obviously have in mind there. So I am quite drawn, again, depending on the fixtures, when the fixtures are announced, drawn towards looking at trying to have maybe 2 or 3 Liverpool assets in the team, certainly until Champions League fixtures kick off, is finding the nailed in ones. And if he was nailed in at 9 million, I think he could be worth a punt. But what do you guys think? Good player. He's a good dribbler. He's crossing's a little bit on the iffy side. But he's got an eye for goal, and the thing that he really does have, and again, as I say, I'll see if I can find a link somewhere. I posted one of the last video I did of the player I analysed. The guy knows how to play a pass. He could be an assist king, particularly in the way that Liverpool play. From Salah, I was saying that, what Salah are we going to get at the beginning of this season? Just going a little bit off track, but beginning of last season, I said Salah was going to hit the ground running and was going to blow everyone away. Which is exactly what he did, and then clearly tired, lost. Yeah, again, same as the season before. Yeah, wasn't quite there. Just wondering, is Salah's legs going to go a little bit this year? Is Salah's price is going to be in the you've got to think it's going to be about 14 million after that record-breaking season. I'm not sure Salah's going to make my first draft if he comes in at that price. Much to think about. God, my brain's already going on FPL 25-26. Make it stop, folks. Have fun, play your own game. Don't panic. No need to panic yet. Season's not even started. I might wait until the next video. I think I'll do is I'll wait until we get the fixtures. It's only a matter of days away now. I think maybe a week. Because I do think this content was realizing as I sort of talk about these players, it's going to be so fixture driven, isn't it? What we do for 25, 26, and sort of players we start to think about. So I will leave it as that for now. Yeah, let me know your opinion on this guy. Does look good. Does look good. I think he's definitely one to consider. We shall see. Take care. See you soon. Bye bye.